I'm happy to be here today in solidarity with our brothers and sisters all over the world, more in particular in the imperialist USA. Even this morning, when we came in here peacefully and we wanted to kneel in front of the offices, a white racist, a lookalike of Donald Trump, was trying to stop us from kneeling in our own country. That's how much arrogant they are. That's how white supremacists behave. They think they control how you breathe, how you walk, how you say things, and if it's not in line with what they want, they will now crush you. We want to say to all our brothers and sisters all over the world, we are with you. But the treatment of black people with dignity must start here in Africa, by us Africans treating each other with respect. We have a responsibility to teach the whole world that Africans and blacks in general are not subhuman. They are full human beings. And therefore, you cannot be behind Black Lives Matter and still see an opportunity to destroy another black person. When people are killed in Zimbabwe, in DRC, in Nigeria, by their own governments, when they stand up to protest, when they stand up to say, you can't be a president forever, they get killed for raising legitimate demands. And therefore, you are teaching the world that there is no value for a black life. You cannot kill people for telling the truth, because what should be respected at all times is the truth. It doesn't matter who says the truth. When you kill Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, Nigerians, Somalians here in South Africa and calling them Makwere and calling them all sorts of names, today you hold a placard and say Black Lives Matters. When you support the killing of your own fellow black brothers and sisters here in South Africa, and have some useless hashtag on social media, put South Africa first, that is a narrow nationalism, because the problem of black people is not a problem of South Africa. A black man is hated everywhere, be it in China, be it in France, be it everywhere. You cannot say South Africa first. We must say black first and defend the black lives everywhere, including here in South Africa. Let us treat black life with respect and dignity. We will never be respected if we suffer from self-hate. Because the reality of the situation is that you don't respect yourself. Because if you loved this face, when you are about to burn a Zimbabwean and seeing the tears of a black African fellow crying for his or her life, you will see yourself and stop it immediately. It is not a problem of Zimbabwe. It is not a problem of Nigeria. It is a problem of self-hate. We must begin to love ourselves. Then we will never have a problem anyway. It cannot be correct that you want people to treat your family with respect, but you have no regard for your family. Every opportunity you get, you embarrass your wife in front of people. Every opportunity you get, instead of buying food, you buy alcohol. When you are drunk, go home and cause trouble in the family. Tomorrow, when neighbors have got no regard for your own family, you want to cry and say, this neighborhood has got no respect for my family. It is how you treated your family. So, charity begins at home. The hatred of a black skin must stop here in South Africa and all over Africa. I was listening to some nonsensical news of Botswana where they were saying, no, there is certain sectors of the economy which will be given to people of Botswana only. Instead of saying, these sectors will be given to black Africans, because there is no Botswana, there is no Swaziland, there is no Lesotho. We are one family. They went to meet and took a decision to divide us and imposed borders on us because they are threatened by African unity. So we must not buy into the story of existence of Botswana, of Lesotho, because all these borders are an imagination. You come and say, Black Lives Matter, but you support the border. You don't like imperialism, you don't like colonialism, but you support the border. The border was created by colonizers. The border was created by the imperialists, yet you claim to be progressive and you stand up in the morning without land, without jobs, on a free data. South Africa first. A country without a name. South Africa belongs to the continent of Africa. We are nothing without this continent. We must liberate the continent economically so that all of us can exist without fighting for crumbs. Because if we don't get economic freedom, this fighting over small things will never stop. So we must get the land, we must get our mines, we must get our banks, we must get our insurance companies, we must have our own cars produced here in Africa. The cell phones, the toothpick must be produced here, because we are producing nothing here in South Africa. So the first thing first, for this white man who are stopping us from kneeling in our own country to respect us, this Majinglan of a white person, a mere security guard, by virtue of being white, he thinks he's superior than even parliamentarians. He thinks the color of his skin gives him more power, because he has got no regard for African black leadership. For him to respect us, we must own the land, so that when we walk in there, he knows the landlord has arrived, and the landlord you shall respect, because this is our land. But they know that we are landless. They know that we own nothing. They control the means of production. And no one respects people who do not own. Hence, the treatment of black people in USA. Can you imagine France marching and saying Black Lives Matter in France, where the reserve banks of other African countries are still being controlled from there? They are still flying every morning into some of the African countries, bread every morning, controlling the smallest opportunities, economic opportunities in those countries. Today, they want to stand with us and say to us, Black Lives Matter. We know in the EFF that Black Lives Matter, and it doesn't mean other lives do not matter. There is only one house burning, and we'll all pay attention to that house. It doesn't mean other houses are not important. They too are important, but this house is the one that is burning. We are not with them today because there is a hashtag Black Lives Matter. In the EFF, since we were formed, Black Lives Matters every day. Where we see an injustice, we move in there. Someone was saying, why is the EFF going to picket about issues of America? What about COSA? Free Wi-Fi. That's a problem. Limited information. We cannot be competing with fools who thrives on hashtag so-and-so must fall. And worse, those falling are black people in the main. There's never been a hashtag that said Rupert must fall. There's never been a hashtag that said the Oppenheimers must fall. They've never had a hashtag that says the Minel family must fall. All those who stole our minerals must fall. There is no such hashtag. Those who suffer from self-hate, every morning they target a black face, it must fall. This EFF is going to Pretoria. What about COSA? You are forcing us to tell you things that we don't want to talk about. Because when we help genuinely, we shouldn't even take pictures. We must help, and we must be satisfied with the fact that there is a family or a person who knows that there are people who are sympathetic and who are with us during these difficult times. Black Lives Matter. You're carrying a placard, you are doing a hashtag Black Lives Matter, but you just abused your own wife at home, yet you claim to be with a black life. That woman you are abusing is an African woman who goes through worse than what men are going through. 3 times than all of us. Because that person is a woman. 2, that person is a working class. They have no respect for working class. 3, that person is black. Because of these 3 things, they don't see the need to respect that person. If you respect Black Lives Matter, you are going to start with your own wife, with your own partner, with your own children that you have abandoned and you are not supporting. You are drowning in alcohol and becoming a blesser, yet your black children are hobos. Before you tell us Black Lives Matter, take care of your children so that there are few black African hobos on the streets of Pretoria. They can only be eliminated by self-love. The black life can't matter in America, it can't matter here before the offices of imperialism, but when you arrive at home, you have no regard for a black life. Black life matters everywhere. If you are a cashier in a shop and you are serving a black person, give that black person the same smile you give to white people. Show a true love. If you are a lawyer and you are representing a black life, do everything in your power to save that life. If you are a doctor, respect the black life. Everywhere, black men, you find yourself serving and serving black people. Start serving them with respect. Start serving them with dignity. It starts with you. Let's not wait for some useless government to show love and respect to black people. We must start loving ourselves. Comrades, We want to say our only wish as the EFF is to see the unity of Africa. Once this continent is one, everywhere you go in the world, they will respect you. Respect the work of Africans. But if there is no unity in this continent, there will never be respect of black people anywhere. Now, somebody says Nigerians are committing crime and selling drugs in South Africa. If there are Nigerians who are selling drugs, let us not label them Nigerians. They are criminals. They must be arrested because they are criminals. We must make sure that anyone who destroys a black life, Nigerian or no Nigerian, that person deserves no place amongst black people. We must take them inside prison. They must rot in jail. We must fight crime everywhere. So let us not accuse our own brothers and sisters of crime because we are shifting blame. We are refusing to take responsibility as authorities of South Africa. A criminal is a criminal. Let's go and conduct research in prisons and check how many Nigerians are there, how many Zimbabweans are there. It is not those people, it is our sisters, it is our own brothers in South Africa who are raping our women, who are killing our own children. They are there in prison. So let us not shift the blame. Let us take responsibility and start confronting crime for what it is. I'm not going to say a Nigerian sells drugs. No, a drug lord sells drug. And that drug lord must be arrested. I don't care whether they are white, whether they are Chinese, Indians, or black, or Africans. The drugs must be dealt with, and dealt with decisively. Comrades, the day we start calling things by their rightful names, that is the day we'll start dealing with problems. It is these white supremacists who say to you, you are not working. Zimbabweans have taken the jobs. But Zimbabweans are gardeners. Zimbabweans are working as maids inside houses. Hey, you are a qualified teacher. You are a qualified nurse. They are not there, those qualified nurses of Zimbabwe. Let them create jobs for you and stop telling you that Zimbabweans have taken jobs. Zimbabweans are working in the fields, in the farms. What are you going to do in the field, in the farms with your gown? You are not looking for a job there. Zimbabweans have taken jobs in the restaurants. Is that what you want to do as a graduate? Instead of questioning why you are told Zimbabweans have taken jobs, which jobs? Because I'm a teacher. I am a qualified teacher. I want to teach. Show me statistics that says there are 35% Zimbabwean teachers in South Africa. Then I'll join the struggle. There is no such a thing. They are not there. They are in restaurants. You don't want to go into a restaurant. You have gone to the school, rightfully so. Why should you go into the restaurant? Get the job you have gone to the school for. You are being misled. You ought to educate everywhere you are about the importance of self-love, about the importance of respecting the black skin. There's nothing we've done. The only crime we committed is by being black. That's how we offended them. Even with their knees on our neck, we still do better than them. Can you imagine if they remove their knees on our neck? We will be better than America. The day they remove their knee on the neck of African continent, Africa will be better than America, because we don't want to be like America. We cannot take America as a role model. We want a better continent, better than USA, better than China, better than Europe, better than Russia. They must all come and learn here how we respect one another. We don't want to be like Trump. Trump is going to win again, by the way, because he represents what that white boy represents there. The white supremacy, the white arrogance. That's how they feel. And when he says, let's make America great again, when he says America first, how different are you from Trump when you say South Africa first? No South Africa first. Africa first. Black people first. African people first. If we are going to lose election because of that, let us lose election for loving our continent, for loving our own people. Africans must know we will die next to them. Africans must know that we've got their back. They must never doubt us. There is nothing wrong with being black. We are proud, and we will die next to each other in solidarity with our own, because the pain of black people in China, it is our pain. The pain of black people in USA, it is our pain. The pain of black people in France, it is our pain. The pain of Zimbabweans, it is our pain, because we are black and we love ourselves. Amanda!
I'm a king, yes, I'm a king, I think I'm a king,